Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Kyle here, Thrift Boss channel. Behind me, I have 2 pallets of unclaimed lost cargo. You've seen me talk about this in the past, but this video is actually about storage units, abandoned storage units. And I bought 3 a couple weeks ago. This video is going to be going through that kind of thing, including one unit that was basically like 90% unsellable stuff. It was actually a pretty bad unit. It's part of the risk you take in buying those things. But anyway, I haven't done a storage unit video since like the inception of my channel, which is 7-8 years ago, when I wasn't really doing YouTube very much, just on occasion. But I don't know how this video is going to go. Let me know if you guys have enjoyed the content, first of all, if you want more storage unit type stuff, or if you have experience doing it. Do you like doing that, or is that something, is storage unit auction something that you refrain from doing? I personally love it because it's that thrill of the hunt. The treasure hunting aspect of the storage units is very strong. Same with these, why I do these liquidation pallets. Lots of good stuff. They're very different, but it's the same kind of thrill of the hunt that we all enjoy, even through estate sales, lawn sales, thrift stores. It's that same thing, but you get a lot of stuff all at once. Anyway, I'm going to hop into the storage unit videos. Let me know your thoughts on it. It may be a bit boring for folks that are accustomed on this channel to kind of highlighting sales or just finds out in the wilds. So I tried to edit out a lot of the boring bits. There still might be some boring bits in there. I kind of I did my best to just highlight things that I found in the storage units itself. Overall, I paid just under $900, just so about $300 per unit, and found some really fantastic stuff. But in particular, you'll hear me talk in the video about flea markets because they're really good for the stuff that I sell at flea markets. A lot of fantastic stuff from the storage unit that I plan on selling at the flea market. So $900 for the 3 units may sound like a lot or not. I don't really know. I was honest to you guys, but it's inconsequential to how much money I'll be making from these units, just from flea markets alone, not even counting the stuff that I'll end up putting on eBay and online. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, as we always do. We discover a lot together, so thanks for hanging out, and let's hop into it. This is it. 5x5, not too much. The folks in there were actually pretty surprised that this went for $500 because it's only a 5x5 unit, and that's usually a price that you would pay for a much larger unit. But this is it. There's not a ton of stuff, so profits might be a little slim, but it does seem like there's some good stuff in here. And the reason that I bid as much as I did on this is because things are so clean and organized. They're stacked, so people actually care. You can tell that people actually put care into their belongings. It's not just thrown in there like so much that you would see. You can see everything. Boxes are packed nicely, put in, stacked. Everything seems to be put in here with care. And stuff like this adds up quickly, since I have that flea market that I've talked so much about in the past. And this says it's some sort of cooler. It looks like there's a lot of outdoors camping type stuff off the bat, so maybe that's what we got a lot of, is maybe this is somebody's storage stuff for like they didn't have room in their house or their garage for when they did maybe summer trips or something like that. But there's a lot of looks like camping, outdoorsy type stuff, which could be a good sign. So let me get set up and get a cart, and I'll be right back. I'm going to look at everything here just because a bit of the time crunch, but I'll show you a few highlighted things here. Like this bag on top, it's a goodie bag, full of brand new pots and pans. Looks like stuff kind of from Walmart. But this is the kind of stuff that does well at the flea market. I think take $2-3 down at the flea market up top here. This is kind of cool. Cool little box rolling through it. Oh, we got stuff down already. I need workers' comp at the top. Need to talk to the HR department. We got a bruised shin on the way. So this is cool. We got a fold-out table, which is actually pretty handy at the flea market. Something I don't really want to pay for. What's this little thing? We got the cook station. Kind of cool. I don't know if it's just the table or if it's comes with like the actual cook thing. I'm sure. I think it just says side table, but we'll take a look at that later. I did pay, like I said, I paid a lot more than I thought I wanted to. Somebody kept bidding up and paid $500 for the unit. I was hoping for, some of my favorite stuff to find. I don't even know if I'm looking at the camera. Some of my favorite stuff when buying these things are like coins, change, money. Like I like to find money in these things, jewelry, gold, silver. I've certainly found a decent amount, even though I've only done like 6 or 7 of these things. You usually find some money in these things, but being that this is almost exclusively like outdoor camping gear, I don't imagine I'll be finding any kind of cash in these things. So it's a little sad, but there is a lot of good stuff, a lot of good flea market stuff, and like I said, it's clean. It's obviously well taken care of stuff. Nice pot and fan in here. Musa, I don't think that's a brand that's worth a ton of money, but it's flea market friendly. We got a hat, a couple of hats. You can see, I don't think they're brands. I'll have to look them up. They do have new tags, and it says Epic. You can see that, but I'll check these out. There's a price tag in here, or receipt. I mean, they paid $30 a pop. So I don't know. Maybe they're worth something. I'll check it out on eBay. Regardless, flea market stuff. Good flea market stuff. So this is a Black & Decker digital convection. Not sure what this is worth. I'll pop it up on the screen here. Looks like it has been opened, but I don't know. It looks clean in there. I don't know if it's been used or not. It's probably going to be because of the shipping and overall cost. I'm guessing something like that on eBay is probably like $70. And that's probably including shipping. And being used, it's probably going to be even less. So I don't think that's the kind of thing that I'm going to be selling on eBay. Maybe $20 would be probably a similar price I'd make profit on eBay. I can get that for easy 20, 25, maybe $30 at the flea market. It's actually got some Christmas wrapping on it. I don't know if you can see it from there, but it's super heavy. So that's a good sign of quality, unless there's a dead body in there. Yeah. Man, these things are insanely heavy. This is also brand new. I can barely lift this thing. This is a Super Pro charcoal grill. This looks pretty dope. I don't know if you guys can see it here. Gotta hump it to get it up in frame to make babies with it. But let's check out what this is worth together. And then we still got another one. A couple of boxes of poles for sets. So these things are going to go straight to not stuff that I want. So let's pull this out. We got a Pit Boss grill. It's kind of a nice one. Looks like it's digital. Let's see that here. So let's take a look and see what that's worth. Let me just stack some of these small boxes so I can get out of here. And here we got a little baggie of kind of a heavy bag. Oh, we got a bunch of cookbooks. We got a grandma was smoking with Myler Mixon. We got some Cajun cooking. We got a grandma buck barbecue sauces. This is cool. Just a bag of cookbooks. That's fun. Empty shoebox. Little griller here. Double burner from Walmart. That's not going to be, a couple bucks maybe at the flea market. It's just an empty box. I can put some of the stuff in there. Oh, we got bags. This is actually really good because at flea market, everybody's always asking for bags, and they got some thank you bags. Thank you very much. We got some cast iron lodge. These things are good. These things are popular. Original price tags on here, $40 from like some sort of discount store like TJ Maxx or something like that. But that should be good. I'll actually probably sell that, something like that on eBay. Plus, if I get home, maybe I actually keep it myself. We got another one. This one has a price tag of $55 on there. So that's a good deal. New bed, Intex. Some of this Intex stuff can be expensive. I'm going to throw the price up on the screen. This is a queen inflatable mattress. I hate sleeping on inflatable mattresses because it's like overnight. You get on there when it's full. You make yourself comfortable, and then within within an hour, it's slowly. You wake up in the morning, you're on the ground. So I just don't like these things. Never have. I don't like sleeping. I'd rather prefer sleeping on the floor. We got a mystery box again. Yay for mystery box. Let's see what we got. More receipts, more papers, more garbage. Wooden spoons. This kind of thing. This is going straight to the dollar bin. We got another spray injector bottle here. I'm guessing this is probably like a $15 item on eBay, so I'm going to put this at the flea market for like $2, we'll say. Some gloves, I'll sell all these for $1. Just bundle them up, put them for $1. Some more trays. These will go flea market. Looks similar to the other one, but I'm going to look this up. Oh, this is what says Winco, so this might actually have some value. There's a whole bag of grill stuff. You know, I'll put this all in the dollar bin. This whole box is that kind of stuff you can see. So this is all going to be stuff for the flea market. It's all dollar stuff, dollar. Got a cool dough scraper. See what that is. Barbecue gloves. That thing. A lot of dollars. All this stuff. It's basically dollar stuff. And you got this set of knives, which is only $3.99 for the whole set. That's pretty funny. So one of my favorite things about buying the storage units is finding money, and drilling in particular money. I kind of gave up on this particular unit as it was pretty much just like all outdoor camping stuff. However, I was just going through this box of random kitchenware like so many of the others, and I found this little pouch at the bottom of a box. You can hear sounds like iced coffee budget in there, and let's see if there's no cash. And it's just a bunch of quarters, nickels, dimes, that kind of thing. So not a huge windfall by any means, but still fun. This is like what I love finding most in these storage units. You know, I kind of prioritize this. This makes it worth, even if I were to find a, you know, obviously there's some hyperbole here, maybe not. But one of my favorite things since finding money, I could have found nothing else except for $6.48 worth of change, and it would have been worth it for me because that's how much I love finding change. I actually have a spreadsheet of every penny. I've been keeping track. This is a weird way to talk, but I don't care. I've been keeping track of every penny, nickel, dime, yada yada, every dollar that I've found out in the streets, out in public since 2007. I'll share it on the screen. It's kind of nerdy, I know, but it's something that I've liked doing. And I'm going to count all this, add this to the spreadsheet. Plus, I like to go through and see if there's any like silver dimes, silver quarters, that kind of thing, any wheat pennies, and I put those aside as I kind of hoard them. It's like one of the few things I try to keep, even because it's small space. So even though I'm pretty much very minimalist by nature, these don't take much room, and I kind of hold on to it. I paid $162 for this abandoned storage unit behind me. Let's hop in and find some darn treasures. So I'm just going to be going through talking about general value stuff. I could take the time and look up a lot of it live with you here on eBay, but for the sake of brevity, I'm just going to go through. So we all like digging through this stuff together. Value isn't as important right off the top, so we can dig into that more. This is great. We got 2 suitcases. Remember, if you guys watch Storage Wars, where they're just like, yeah, that's going to be, it's going to be a $100 bill. And they always have these crazy prices that they throw out. But it's certainly not going to be $100. I don't think this is like a brand name. I'll have to look it up. It's called IT or IT. Not really sure. But this is perfect for the market. For these 2, I can probably get, minimum $20, $30, somewhere in that range. So already a great start on that. But boxes I'm going to kind of set to the side here because that's a lot of the fun stuff. Things like this, this is just going to end up being trash. There's always a little bit of trash. This thing, not sure if it's used or not. The Canon selfie printer. So let me just kind of check it out real quick. This would be a good little hit right off the top. It's probably like $50 or so. No, it does look like it's used, so we'll have to see what kind of value it has. Not sure. Sometimes even used little printers can be worth some cash to get my money back. And this is awesome. Another table. I need more tables for the flea market, so this is awesome. These are cool, just like fabric marble things. These are perfect for the flea market. They're only $6. They have $6 price tags from DD's, Pop Creations. So, I can get like probably $2, at least $2 at the flea market for something like this. And those little things will add up. That's what, at the flea market, it's a bunch of small sales, they add up. And when I'm only paying $162 for a unit, like that's really good. Look at this. This is really cool. Got a bunch of these things. This can probably be like, at least $5 at the flea market. A lot of these smaller ones, $5. So that's really cool fun. I used to love the Marvel films. A lot of them, I haven't been keeping up on it, but a lot of cool Marvel stuff. I think I really like everything leading up. I don't know if you guys are into the, or know much about the Marvel movies, but up until like the Avengers Endgame movie, I was into like every single one. I did Marvel. They used to do at AMC theaters. They used to do movie marathons. So when the first Endgame movie came out, up to that point, there was like 18 superheroes, and AMC did like a 48-hour movie marathon leading up to the release. They timed it so the first of the Endgame series it came out like Thursday at 7 p.m. So they started on Tuesday at like 6 p.m. and they played every single superhero movie in order that they came out, starting with the very first Iron Man movie. And it was like an epic event, and it was so cool because there were so many fans all there for a common cause, and the theater was full. And it was only like $35 for the experience, and you could come and go as you please, but it was one movie, and they give a little break in between. They give a little break in between movies, and then like a larger dinner break of like 45 minutes or something, so you can go home and stretch if you wanted to. But it was awesome. I mean, people brought pillows, kind of slept when they wanted to, skipped the movies they didn't want to watch. Anyway, I loved those old Marvel movies specifically. There's a lot of cool Marvel artwork. So when I was bidding on this unit, the reason I was bidding was because I saw a lot of this stuff and the boxes, and I had a limit. I put my max bid at $200. So if I went more than $200, I wasn't going to get it. But this ended at like, I don't remember what but total with taxes and everything was $162. So easy to make money back. Last one of these. These are really cool. This is perfect. Like these are, I'm probably going to get overall for all of them. I mean, we're talking close to $50, I'm guessing. I've talked about flea markets, selling at flea markets on the channel for a few videos, and it's just something that I've come to love. If you don't have access to a flea market, I think there are so many flea markets, and yes, they are seasonal as well, unless you can do inside year-round flea markets. I do flea markets that are pretty much, I think they run year-round, but not too many people go. You know, it is the South. I live in the South, so it's a little bit, winter doesn't get too awful down here, so I think they might do year-round flea markets, but I love doing them. It's a fantastic avenue for cash, and I do recommend, if you have access to selling at a flea market and you have stuff, if you do these storage units, it's like flea markets or garage sales. You can't do flea markets. Garage sales, you know, you have less foot traffic, but flea markets I just have come to really love and value, and it's been a growing part of my business because it's just really easy cash. The only good, I do try to avoid also like big furniture. Thankfully, if it has mattresses, if there's like one, depending on what the context of the other contents of the unit, I'll still consider it. But generally, if it has a bunch of furniture, I just don't want to deal with it. Unless it's like antique furniture. In the past, I've sold antique furniture. I'll come in and first thing, I'll just take pictures of it if I can, and put it right on Facebook Marketplace, and have somebody just come and meet me at the unit. So I've certainly done that in the past. But I generally try to avoid, because I don't need to do this. This is just for fun, you know. So anything that's going to make my life more difficult, because there's plenty of units that don't have furniture, so I don't stress out about missing out, because there's also just a never-ending supply of storage units. I want to find something exciting for you guys, but I also know as a YouTube watcher that sometimes it's just cool to hang out, go through stuff together, regardless of what you find. It's just kind of fun because you're just sharing the treasure hunting experience. Right, we're just having fun, searching for treasures together. This I'm going to actually put in the dollar bin. I have $2 bins that I do at the flea market. One's like a clothing dollar bin. It's just a giant like 4x4 box, and people go nuts. One for clothing, one for everything else. Easy money. Here's a printer. Oh, this is a Cricut. This might have some value. Cricut Explorer Air 2. I think new. These run like $200. I'll have to get a cord to see if this will find a cord. Say the cord cost me like $5 or something on eBay to test it out. Then it doesn't work. You know, if this only sells for like $50, I might just sell it at the flea market. New Hat Toy Company. Not sure if this has value. Feels super light. Feels pretty cheap. Looks kind of cheap, but it's unopened. system trying, and hey, it still works. So I don't know, maybe it's minimal. Again, $10 at the flea market. This looks like, this is a Coach bag. It does have Coach indicators that it's real. Even if it's real, it is used. And the type of bag, I've sold one of these bags in the past. I think even brand new, it was only like $80. You know, I'd say only, but yeah, it looks, all the stitching solid. Has all the indicators that this is a real one. I've sold enough Coach that, you know, I'm not like an expert, but I've sold enough Coach that I'm familiar with that this one is a real one. I'm thinking I'd get like $40 for that, used, something like that. So that's a good find. Earrings box. This is kind of fun. This is the stuff that I love finding. I don't know if these maybe sterling silver. I'll have to look at it closer. Could just be costume jewelry. Don't really know. But I'll look at this later. It's sterling, you know. I sell this to my buddy Steve, which you've seen in multiple videos in the past. My buddy Steve gives me a good percentage of the basically the melt value, the spot value. So that's just money in the bank, straight up cash when I find jewelry. Thanks to Steve. Take that. Looks like we got, somebody's into collectibles. This is cool. Old Super Mario's tin from AMC Theaters. Marble bucket. Got a basketball. Yeah, this is all like toys. Kind of cool. We got some plushes. Plushes always do well. They go really fast, like a buck at the flea market, that kind of thing. We have a Sonic thing. Oh, this is good. Some Legos. These aren't Legos, but some toy stuff. There's Legos here at the bottom. We got a Spider-Man. Somebody buy that for a buck at the flea market. So Legos. Looks like they are opened. Yeah, I got some open Legos, but that's okay. I sell them. You can sell them by the pound on eBay. So what I'll do with Legos anytime I find them used, you guys probably already know this, but what I like to do, I'm gonna take the figures out. So it looks like there's a couple of little figures in this one. So I'll see if they're in there. And then once I get, I don't know, 100, 200, 300 of them, I put them up for an auction on eBay. And just let it run its course. So I'm not sure if they're in here. But if they're not, like I see some legs, I see a torso. There's some legs, there's a torso. So we got the makings of a man. So I'll put these aside into a Lego bucket of little human dudes and sell the rest as bulk on eBay. Simple way to make some money. There's another Lego in here, Sonic. This looks like, this is still taped up. It's dented, but this might have some value, especially if it's a retired one. I'll throw the price up on the screen if I think of it. Legos too. There's a Lego. This one's unopened, so it's probably pretty good. Lego Icons. It's a little snack truck. This might be pretty good. Let's see what that's worth. This one's unopened. This one doesn't feel like it'd be worth much, but never know. In the case that this is only worth like $15 or so, what I do is I put Legos aside and do a separate eBay auction for these things. And on eBay, you auction off like 4 or 5 mixed units type of thing, and people pay up for it. So you kind of come up with a story, right? You wonder, oh, why did this person, like, well, there's a few different stories, right? You kind of think, after going through stuff, get a little snapshot of somebody's life, see kind of what they're into, how they might have lived, what they value, maybe hobbies, you know, like this. You see a little snapshot of people's personalities, what their lives might be like. And then you kind of, on the other end, like the sadness part of it in a way, is you wonder why they abandoned the unit. Why did they stop paying? Was it like financial hardships? Or the very first one I actually ever bought. As I was going through stuff, I was finding memorial stuff, a lot of trinkets from a like memorial services and that kind of thing. A letter from Domino's that expressed their condolences for a family member that had passed. So I looked the name up and found out that the girl was actually murdered uh, in Mississippi. Crazy story. And I was going to actually do a video all about that, but this was the first one I ever bought back in like 2020, like I said. And this woman was murdered while she was a college student. So this was a lot of her stuff, and it was family stuff. And the mom seems, from the story that I gathered when I talked to the storage facility, is that the mom had passed on, just old age, and that's why the unit went unpaid for. So there's nobody left in the family to pay for it, and it was a really good unit. Like, I had a lot of great stuff, but it was sad because somebody had lost their life, and the whole family's stuff just and it was kind of gone. So it is weird in that aspect that you're going through somebody's belongings. So there's that weird aspect, and I can understand why people might not like this kind of thing, why people might not like storage units, and other people basically kind of exploit those who can't pay their bills or for whatever reason. So I can understand that point of view, certainly. But there also is, in the case that somebody's not paying their bill because they just don't care about their stuff, it's like the storage facility has to do something with it. They're running their business. They need the space back. So there's that. So you're actually doing a favor. You're putting stuff back into circulation. Otherwise, it just goes straight to the trash. Nobody wants that. Or in the case that if there is no one left, like everybody has passed on, there's more. This is actually more craft supplies. There's just a lot of craft supplies. So nothing too valuable in here, which kind of leads me to believe that that's why somebody may not have a difficult time. If they're paying like $100 for this unit, and say they moved, to a different state, new location, and it's like there's nothing too valuable in their unit that's worth them to continue to pay. Maybe they haven't been here in like a year and they paid $120 in storage fees, and this stuff just doesn't have enough value to warrant the additional expense in their budget. So there's just a lot of reasons why these things happen. This is straight up school notebooks, a lot of craft stuff. So not valuable stuff. So that does lead me to believe that this person probably stopped paying because the value of their stuff just wasn't worth paying the bill. Especially with the flea market as an avenue of getting rid of some of this stuff, that $162 is so easy to make. Even if I have to do 162 $1 items, there's more than $162 $1 items in here. So this is going to be a fantastic profit. I'll have a decent portion of eBay, probably make a few $100, I'm guessing, on eBay stuff, and then probably a few $100 at flea market.
Unfortunately, this third unit was right near the road, so I didn't really get any good sound. So here's me flapping my arms, telling you about this unit. Is really actually one of the worst units I've ever bought. If I bought, say, 7 or 8 in my life overall storage units, this is definitely in the top 2 of worst ones that I've ever purchased. There's just most of the stuff in the buckets was unkempt, literally dirty clothes. There's a couple buckets that smelled like smoke, just stuff you can't really fix. A lot of paperwork, old mail, just a lot of garbage, really, just stuff that ended up either went straight to recycling trash or donations. There were a few items. I got some shoes, some toys out of here, good stuff to sell at the flea market, a handful of eBay things. So I had no problem. I will have no problem getting my money back, despite 90% of this stuff really going to the donation bin. But I did pay about $200 for this unit, so I might just do that. I might just about break even. Maybe I'll make like $20 or so at the end of the day. So this one was definitely not worth it. But it was absolutely fun and adventurous, and that's one of the things I love about being a reseller, is that fun, adventurous spirit of going through thrift stores and estate sales and liquidation and storage bins, even when the risk is always there, and sometimes you're putting in time with little reward. It doesn't matter. I've worked over 50 companies in my life, and reselling is right near the top of the list for things that I really enjoy actually doing the work, even when it may not work out all the time. It's sometimes it's a game of odds. And, the odds are ever in our favor, like the Hunger Games. And, I've been doing this for 15 years, and it's been my primary source of income for about 8 to 9 years. And it's offered me a living like no other thing that I've done. So I will continue to do this and just keep having fun and adventurous times out in the wilds.
These shoes did come from that third unit, and I'm just letting them air out a little bit, but these were one of the few things that actually came from that 90% of the stuff was really not sellable and went straight to donation. But we had some flights. They actually had shoe boxes, but the shoe boxes were severely destroyed. But this is what those shoes are here, and they're youth shoes, so they're not going to be as not as much money. And now I'm actually just noticing this, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I might not end up selling these online. It really depends on their value. If they're not very expensive, I'll probably just end up bringing these to the flea market, honestly. If these are like $125, $150 shoes, they might have some value to somebody if I sell them at a pretty steep discount, even despite this kind of thing. I'll have to really look at the value. But then I had some really cool Adidas print shoes. I thought these were pretty cool, actually. Kind of pretty shoes. And all the, I have to clean out the tread and all that, but there's a lot of tread, a lot of life left in these shoes. And I did look these up earlier. I don't know how to say. It's like Air Hirache, and same thing. I think these are youth shoes as well, and they definitely need to be cleaned up. But I think I'm not even gonna throw a number out there, but I know they were worth, had some value to sell online. So these 3 shoes, unfortunately about that, but this estimated between these 3 shoes are I don't know, 50% of what I paid for the actual unit anyway. So we'll see.